Shalom. Kol halal Yahweh Ba'Shem Abishai Ba'Shem Rakak Radash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders. Salutations unto my fellow laborers, the Yakim, that do this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so. To the confusion of faith brothers that are joined unto our ranks. To the hopefully elect, the Akwaf, around the four corners of the earth that are listening and learning. You know, we are the Hebrew Israelites by blood, by nationality, by race, according to true history, according to the scriptures, and according to the relics that were dug up on the archaeological digs. All right, we're not affiliated with any black organization, any black extremist identity organizations. We denounce. We are not a part of any of them. All right. And as you've heard me say many times, if you're brand new, there's no such thing as black. There is no such thing as white. All right. Both terms are a made-up social construct. Human beings come in two shades. All right. Or two main shades. And those are different shades of brown and different shades of red. All right. So without any further ado, what you're looking at is a neo-Nazi nationalism socialist movement rallies in Little Rock, Arkansas. And you're begun to see draconian law, or not draconian law, but Edomite privilege to the fullest. All right. There's no such thing as white privilege. We're talking about Edomite privilege. Because Esau is allowed to do things that Jacob simply isn't. All right. And that's the bad news. The good news is that the curses are falling on Esau, and he's been beginning to wear them like a blanket. All right. They're already the minority. All right. Let's first and foremost, let's get that out the way. And this is why they're acting up the way they are, why you keep having unarmed shootings of Israelite men all over the country. You know, all the craziness that happens with the loss of life that they've had with the opioid, the meth, the heroin, the suicides, deaths of despair. They've lost a whole generation, and they're unable to replace themselves. All right. And the only way for them ever to be on top again would be simply to eliminate everyone else. They're past the point of no return. Their biggest demographic are the baby boomers who are too old to have children and are now starting to die off. All right. They're also retiring from the workplace, many of them, and they're going to start drawing Social Security, and there's not enough Social Security to go to America screwed in a nutshell. All right. So let's let some of this play, and I'm just going to give you know, I'm gonna do a little ad-libbing to the content of the video as it plays.
Clear. Thank you, sir.
There shouldn't be any problems whatsoever, but just in case, remember, our duty here is under all circumstances to be peaceful, to de-escalate, if at all possible, okay? We're not street thugs, okay? That's the enemy.
They're going to check your weapons, make sure they're clear, breech is open, and then you can pass through to those officers. I'm not going to hold your weapon. If you'll just rack it for me and show me it's over.
So as you can see, Esau allowed to walk up to policemen, all right, and protest,
All right.
and many other things. Hold on, don't want to. Okay, Esau's allowed to do things in America that Jake simply isn't. All right, they just aren't allowed to do it. You've seen the videos where they've had a white guy walk, or Edomite. I shouldn't say white guy. You can clearly see his skin is reddish pink, so it's his. All right, their skin is definitely pink, reddish pink, and not white. When you look at the arrow, the badge that he's wearing, that's white. I guess he's a press guy. Who knows? But you've seen the videos where they do the experiment where the guy will walk down the street with a fully automatic weapon, and Esau will pull over and ask him for his ID and this, that, and the other. And Jake also had the same documents, the legal carry and the proper documents. But when Jake walked down the street with the same weapon, he was swarmed by police officers. That one video went viral, and it tells you a truth about this Edomite men. All right? The law was set up to protect them. The gun rights and things of that nature, they're allowed to do this because those rights were meant for them. When these rights, when the Constitution and all the different amendments that were put in place, you so-called Negroes were still in still in slavery. All right? So-called Native Americans weren't that much better off, and the rest of you Israelites that were near and round about were still considered third class, not second class, but third class citizens, and they'd hang you just as quick, and just the same. There is a book called Mexican Hangings in America. I'm not sure if that's the exact title, but there were thousands and thousands of so-called Mexicans hung by so-called white men, and Native Americans as well, and there was no justice for them.
And just for clarity, this is being done to anyone that's attending the front. There's a checkpoint on the other side.
The bikes.
So they got riot shields, automatic weapons, and I'm sure that the rounds for those weapons aren't far away. If something is to go down, there's probably someone that can run up and give them the weapons. That's just me. I mean, the rounds for their weapons, but that's speculation. Because they had to drive there, and I'm sure they got plenty of rounds in their cars. So this is how Esau really feels about you, man. And then you have the other Edomites. And you saw the sign that said, let me see if I can go back a little bit. And they're singing solidarity because they want the rest of the Edomites to vibe with them, and the other Edomites aren't having it. See if I can pause it in time. This thing is acting up. Yeah, it's clearly acting up. I don't know what's going on with this thing. But nevertheless, you saw the opposition come into the frame there. There it is. So fight against, hold on, there it is. This thing is really, this is just Satan, man. This is organic. The whole thing, I didn't even really have precepts set up. I got a couple in mind. But you can see it says, fuck Nazis, the race war is coming, you know, class war and all this. So basically what you're seeing is Esau divided, and the house divided cannot stand, man. All right, and one of the labels for America is Egypt. America is spiritually Egypt, spiritually Babylon. All these places rolled up in one. All right, and this thing, it doesn't want to play.
And I know you don't believe in America, you don't believe in rights, but
when I'm trying to play it, it don't want to play, and when I stop it, it doesn't want to stop. But this is Isaiah 19:2.
We're up here exercising our First and Second Amendment rights.
Yeah, this is nuts.
Yeah, I know. If you're communists, you don't agree with that. And I think your sides suck!
So the white people standing here today, standing up on...
There we go.
Half of our people
Wow.
are amongst the few that have the testicular fortitude to stand for our people.
The testicular fortitude.
Every time someone stands up and says something pro-white in this country, it's called hate, it's called racism. We stand for our people. We stand on behalf of white interests in this country. The globalist and capitalist system desires for our people and all peoples to become driven from their homelands, for workers, to become interchangeable cogs, producers and consumers, but not human beings. The open borders that you promote.
Wow. Came down to me just turning the sound down. But this is Isaiah 19:2. I'm glad you heard those things though. I was gonna let that play anyway, but this is Isaiah 19:2. And it reads, I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, and city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. So they're setting up all these guns and all these different groups, these neo-Nazi groups that are organizing across America. And the truth of the matter is, some of their biggest opposition is other Edomites. You see, he's flipping them off. You know, you got some of the Jewish community out there that's coming against them. Other Edomites that's coming against them. You know, this is clearly the Egyptian versus the Egyptian. All right. And if I can get this thing to act right, just doesn't look like it wants to happen. But there was another video that I was playing that I was watching right before this one. And it was showing you the riots that are taking place over in France right now. And France looks like a war zone, and there hasn't been a lot of major media coverage on that. And then one of the main reasons why these France and many of the people out there rioting Edomite, and why these French people are losing it like that is because of the guy, and I forget his name, took up the gas prices. And I noticed here in America the gas prices dropped after that whole mess with the American diplomat or whatever he was, that American who got killed, who went over to was murdered and hacked in pieces in the Saudi embassy. You know, and the way that they I guess I'm just going to assume that the way that they wanted to appease America, they dropped the gas prices because Americans are so close to losing it, man. It's rough in America right now. You know, the job situation is horrible here. Businesses keep shutting down, and the only thing really available right now is the whole gig thing. These app jobs, man, and that's just a temporary fix. You know, it's just a temporary fix. These app things are not going to last. And it just won't be long before those same fires that are burning like crazy in overseas in France is going to come here to America, man. All right? This is 2 Ezra 6:24, and it says, and at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies. And the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein, and the springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run, man. So riots and loss of food, famine, famine, destruction, it's all coming, man. It's all coming. It's well on its way. Okay? And it's already begun in some places. All right? This is 2 Ezra 15:49. And I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence, and to waste thy houses with destruction and death. And it is exactly what is coming. All right? And there is no way around it. All right? Next video starting to play. My descent into America's neo-Nazi movement and how I got out by Christian Piccoloni. See? This is the Egyptian versus the Egyptian. So you put that guy in the right room around the right people, all right, and all that hatred that he has for Jacob is going to come right out again, man. All right. You see him with his boys, with covering up their faces. Esau such cowards, man. They're such cowards. They want to, the KKK hide behind their hoods. They such cowards. All right, and the reason being because they're usually people of importance. They're the same people that are teaching your children. They're the captain of the police force. They're the captain at the firehouse. They're the guy on the ambulance. All right, they're the alderman, they're the senator. That's why they hide their faces, man. But like I said, that same destruction is going on in France right now that the mainstream media is not really talking about or focusing on. It's coming here to America, and it's coming in a big way, man. All right, this is 2nd Ezra 15 and 15. For sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up against another with swords in their hands, and there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor their princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. And a man's desire to go into a city, and a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. All right, so these cities are going to get cut off by these troops. These neo-Nazis are going to be killing other white people, so-called white people. Other white people are going to be killing them, so-called. And then you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and the rest of you heathens are going to be caught up in the mixture of that violent mix, man. It's coming. All right, so with that, you know, I'd like to say all praises, glory, and honor be unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'Hashem Rakak Wadash, Wa Abad Babal.